Yo, so I'm here at the library. It's the same library I used to go to when I was like 10. And today I have some like weird Mexicans like giving me problems, I guess. You know, who knows what to do but stand here and try to go so sad. So sad. And just so sad. And just go not so sad. By the time you just want to fight dumb, I was just waiting for it. I was like, ha, coach. The thing about Mexicans is they're cowards. I'm glad Mexicans are Mexicans because I'm glad they have brown skin. If you think about it, society is a bad thing. Once you have millions of people, united, they turn into society and they become a leech kingdom. They throw leeches at a king, and I am a king. I'm King Vegeta. That's why I think that people want to follow me because they know that I'm not someone who's a follower. I'm not willing to follow Luis Escobar's leadership like society. I mean, he doesn't know it's a good thing for people to be fat. For them to like be embarrassed. People like Raza. I mean, I wouldn't do that to them, but I think if they were born that way, it's for justice's sake. Because if the universe says that about you, that you're fat, it's like God saying, if there are ugly people, there are fat people, mostly ugly people, you should probably stay away from them. Who doesn't know that? I mean, those are bad people. That's why they're fat. That's why they're ugly. Because they're older, too. Usually when you have older people, when there are millions of them, they usually turn against the youngest and either try to ruin a person's life. But, everyone knows they throw leeches at the person, I guess, because to a person, when a person is younger, they consider themselves a king because they're the youngest, in society. So, I think that somehow logically, it's a bad thing to sit here with society, I guess, because society can murder someone, someone younger too. I mean, just imagine being younger, and imagine what King Vegeta would have to say about weaklings like in society. I mean, it's not like anyone can imagine society or any human being in society fighting King Vegeta or Frieza, or even Raccoon or Captain Ginyu. It's kind of creepy that children and society, the fat children like Luis Escobar or even Valerie and Roger Hernandez, like they try to stand there and claim that they have some kind of like they did. There's some kind of like, I guess they have like some kind of childish Mexican pride in calling themselves, superhuman fighters, I guess. Some retarded molitos. I mean, I dare any of you niggas that talk shit into right now, just like come up to me one on one and let me handle you. I'll go Brad Pitt on you. I'll go Bruce Lee, for real. Like Frieza. Be like, we nigga. You in what army, nigga? Fuck that shit. I'm gonna break your head up and headstrong. Toss your head on the floor. I'm self-defense. That's what I do in self-defense. Like a police officer, I respond with deadly force. You can't claim you hit me in the nose and I don't have the right to defend myself. Even if I end up killing you, it's constitution to kill. I'm not saying I'm gonna murder. I'm a Scientologist. I'm not willing to murder. My person, this is just a joke. I mean, this video was just to make obvious the difference between murder and killing. Like, since I'm a Scientologist, I did these videos for people who want to know about Scientology and what Scientology is about. That's defending yourself like Bruce Lee, like Tom Cruise would. It's like if you try to enter Tom Cruise's home, he doesn't care if you're just there to steal something or if you're there to punch him in the face. He's gonna kill you. You should pull out a deadly weapon, a knife or nunchucks. Break someone's head open already. You can't let people claim they have the right to invade your personal space, especially if they're older. People like that can murder you, or they'll destroy your life. They'll destroy your pro survival. People who in society are just tolerating survival and just trying to survive and not pro surviving. People like that will drag you down before. They will drag you down before they die. I mean, I guess they'll drag you down before. If you're not successful early, I guess they'll drag you down before you're successful. Like everyone knows that niggas in the hood would never like be cool with some nigga like getting out of the hood. Everyone knows that people always have something against that. Because it's society, they're the majority, and they'll claim that they. Now I'm into a kingdom. I'm into ruling my life like a king, because I don't like it when the majority wants to control my life because they claim they want to vote on what my life should turn out to be like, and they claim because I'm one vote that my life should turn out to be good, that it shouldn't. That's what they try to say to me, right? And I remember I've had the school police department come to school, and it's kind of awkward to me because it doesn't make sense for someone to send me to school. It's not no, they don't have my permission to. Frieza in the story wasn't okay with older people telling him what to do, but from the time he was born, he was already conscious and what to think for himself, like Socrates would say, to be a thinker, and to rule over a kingdom, even as a child, which Frieza was. Frieza was a 7-year-old child, and he easily killed King Vegeta and everyone who stood in his way because there were older people who tried to boss him around, tell him to do this, do that, that because they're older, they have the right to be in his personal space. That's how I see migration from people from other countries who claim they're Mexican, and they're obviously they're the ones who put the can in Mexican, so they commit crimes because they can. They try to put the can in Mexican. I'm trying to take care of myself. I hope this is the last picture I make. I don't know. Like, who doesn't think that a person has a right in the United States to defend themselves like a police officer or a king? Or mostly a king would defend himself with a knife, deadly force as soon as you roll your hand at him. I don't know. I know that society isn't okay with that, but that's too bad. I don't care. King shouldn't care what you're okay with. A king should just do what he wants to do, and assume that's the best way for him to run his kingdom, like Frieza was taught. That the last thing society would want you to do is what you want to do all the time. The first thing they want you to do and want you to expect you to do is what they want you to do. Because society is always about human psychology. Society always tries to tell itself that not everyone deserves a good life, that someone has to have their good life taken away from them. Everyone in society is like that. Who wouldn't know these fat people out here are like that? Fat people are always like that. They're Mexican. They're bitter, angry old people who are just so fat they couldn't be happy. Who couldn't imagine a fat person wanting to murder someone because of all the anger they go through in their life because they're fat? Who doesn't know that? Alright, so this is the end of this video, and it's just to prove that Scientology is the best way for a king to approach, pro-survival. Like even President Bush, this Rothschild, when do people like that get deadly? If someone raises his hand, come on, everyone knows to be a king in their own life and do so. It's not like Frieza would let King Vegeta raise his hands at him. An old person like that would be dead. Frieza would kill anyone. Doesn't care who you are. You're not supposed to be raising his hands at him. It's his face, it's his body. He has the right to say no to you. But for you Mexican rapists out there, like Donald Trump says, I'm glad you were born in Mexico for you not to have a good life. I'm glad your family is fat. I'm glad I'm glad you have a vagina for you not to enjoy sex. I'm glad I feel like the rest in the vagina. I'm glad you'll never be happy like I will. Because you don't deserve to, because you're older than I am in your society. You people outnumber me and threaten to murder me. And, as Prince Hector, I'm not going to let you murder me or my dreams. I'm not a murderer of dreams. I've never hurt anyone's feelings. And if you people want to hurt my feelings, telling me that I don't have the right to freedom of speech, like President Bush or even rappers in music, that they claim they have the right to say they'll kill this and that, stomp someone out, I have the same right to them. You can't tell me I don't. I'm going to tell the school police department now that it's not okay for them to tell me that I have to go to school. Because I'm 21. I don't know why anyone would tell me to go to school. It's not like I look like anything but 21. 21 savages. I feel like I'm splashing my daughter with the water. Woo! Thank God people are brain dead too. I've seen so many brain dead Mexicans. That's one of the things that makes me happy in my life. That people who put others through hell, like Mexicans who aren't into child abuse. I talk about police officers negatively because I know there's Mexican police officers who are in favor of child abuse in Mexico. I say it's okay for Mexicans to hit their children. That's not true. That's not okay. Dr. Phil will tell you that's not okay. You know, I think you people need to commit yourselves, institutionalize yourselves. You know, any Mexican police officer out there, I think that you need to institutionalize yourself. I think you belong. You know, someone with some fat woman's vagina. If that's what you people like to do, is fake pregnancies, fine. You know. But I talk up against Mexican police officers. That's why I talk against the school police department, because most of them are brown skin. It's awkward that we have, brown skin people driving patrol cars. What kind of nonsense is that? If everyone knows they're Mexican, obviously they're into child abuse, and obviously they're into child abuse laws that they want to pass here in the United States. Everyone knows not to pass those laws in their own life. I mean, who wants to be hit with a belt by someone, even someone older than you, like your parent, like what they call someone older than you, I guess, just because they say they have the right to. It's like if someone claimed they were my parents and hit me with a belt, what am I supposed to do but hit them in the face? As with all the force I can, like Frieza would. I mean, who lets someone else hit you just because they're older? Everyone knows older people always play mind games, like Lionel and Lex Luthor in Smallville. And then there's Frieza having to tolerate older people claiming that he has to let them. But it's obvious that these people don't want to see you happy. Everyone knows in Scientology it talks of suppressive persons who don't like to see you happy. I mean, who doesn't know? Just stay away from those people and to defend yourself against people with physical violence, like Bruce Lee or Frieza. Then there's like Officer Donor. Then there's like there's like the wrestlers on the WWE, like Stone Cold. When the cops come in and try to grab him, or if you're not okay with that, it's your body. You have the right to say no. That's rape. It's like saying that a rapist has the right to grab a child just because they're bigger, older. Somehow they have authority in society because they're like got seniority in society. Everyone knows that older people always are united because they're society. They've been friends and they've been cooking food for each other for the longest. I mean, how are you gonna say that you guys aren't a rapist's friend if you guys are feeding him? What kind of shit is that? Everyone knows the police is full of rapists. Donald Trump has said so himself that Mexicans are rapists. They're criminals. They do illegal activities here in the United States. They suppress Americans, white people like me. It's some weird shit. Who doesn't believe Donald Trump? Everyone knows Donald Trump is talking the truth. Everyone knows that it's best to work against Mexico at all times, because we just know that people like that were raped in Mexico. Those people here, those Mexicans were raped in Mexico. That's why they try to rape someone. Everyone knows that's that's not the reason they try to rape someone. The reason they try to rape someone is because they're older and they can't get away with a crime, and that's why they do it. It's motivation. Who doesn't know that? I mean, a king would know never to be open to attack because society will attack. And to a king, society is just the majority of society. That's like, the king has to go, why spite one when you can spite billions? All right, so I'm done with the video. For all the girls who suck my dick at your medicine, and trying to deep throat or something, get it in the butt. I don't know.